What is up, my frosty brethren? Arctic here. I have a confession to make. It's been a long time, basically since the last time, Black Ops 2, since I have really wanted to continue to play a Call of Duty game. And Black Ops 3 is that game. I've wanted to play Black Ops 3 quite a bit, and it's very odd for me to have that feeling for a Call of Duty title. Usually I'll go through these spurts where I'll see some people playing, or some folks that that ask me to play, or in some cases like the last two titles, Christy, my fiance, loves Call of Duty, and so I will play with her, and as an effect play the game a little bit, but never at a point where I'm like, oh, I'm thinking about like, oh, I want to try out this build, or I want to try these sets of guns with these abilities and these perks and this class, and I want to see how this plays against this. There's never been that level of detail for me in a Call of Duty game that actually makes me want to play the game. So I have to say, hats off to Treyarch for making me actually wanting and having a vested interest in playing Call of Duty. I actually feel like this design philosophy, which is it borrows a lot of concepts from a number of different games. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw the MOBA genre out there, take some things from Destiny, and it melds them together in a way that very much so fits the Call of Duty wrapper. And they did a surprisingly good job after I've actually sank my teeth into it. And I'm overly critical of Call of Duty itself as a franchise because it's just milked so hardcore. And there are so many people that I think love the mechanics of the gameplay, me included. Now, like it really is transformative to how I play shooters and how I want shooters to feel from like a responsiveness, pure like intuitive gameplay mechanic standpoint. Like it's mechanically sound, very much so in the same way that Halo is mechanically sound. It feels good to play. And I think it's that feedback loop that keeps people interested, in addition to having like the social network of friends that are like, hey, what are we gonna play? Hey, it's Call of Duty, right? So there's that aspect of it every year or whatever that keeps people playing. But for me, and I don't know at what portion or what point in time, and when I say portion of the gaming community, or what portion of time gamers themselves get fatigue on a game, but for me, I think maybe it's a byproduct of me having to play Gears of War, literally forced to play Gears of War for so long because my team was interested in being a pro player, that my mindset has just changed about wanting to play the same thing over and over and over and over again. And it's just really strange to me. And I've said this time and time again. People was like, well, why aren't you playing Halo? It's like, as much as I love Halo 5 and I love what they've done with the game, I can't bring myself to play that game for a very long time. And it's not that the game doesn't feel good and it's not a great competitive title. It's just that, like, it's a competitive title that I've played some variation of that. Like Halo 3 feels very much so competitively sound in much of the same ways that Halo 5 feels competitively sound. And I know the mechanics of the game are slightly altered, but it very much so feels like the same game. And for whatever reason, Black Ops 3 is doing the exact same things as all the other Call of Duties in terms of how they feel and how Treyarch brings to life a lot of different elements of the game. And at the same time, it feels like a new experience. And these heroes, oh, I got to play this specialist. Oh, I'm going to do this. And it's like, oh, I'm falling for it. And I don't know. I don't want to say like I'm mad at myself, but it's really strange for me to be like, oh, I'm making some Call of Duty videos and I'm actually enjoying making these Call of Duty videos, because I'm never really like that. And to be fair, I'm like on a rotation right now of like 4 different games that I'm actively playing. So it just is strange to me that Call of Duty happens to be one of them. And I don't know if anyone else kind of has that specific feeling about games in general, but I feel like I was saying, there's some point in time for me where I was just like, man, I can't experience the same things over and over again. So I literally get excited to see new IPs and new experiences being introduced, because one, and I don't think people really give credit enough to developers for taking the the leap of faith and saying, hey, we're actually gonna, maybe it's a different IP, it's a different game, it's just some different mechanics, but they try to present it differently. And bringing fresh new IPs to the market, that is a big challenge for developers. And as gamers, I think it's very much so undervalued and underappreciated because we're so used to this culture of consumerism and Madden, you know, all this stuff where it's a new year, it's a new game of the same title that we just played last year with several tweaks, but you're gonna like it anyway because you like the previous game and you want to spend $60 on something in November and during the holiday season, and we're gonna get you. It's like we fall for it every single time, and I know it's just a part of consumer marketing and consumer patterns and this consumption of who we are at a societal level. So, you know, it's just, I can't believe that I feel compelled almost to be like, man, I got to sink some more time into Call of Duty because I'm only playing Outrider right now and I want to learn Profit, right? There's stuff like that was like, I know the movement is going to feel the same, but it's like, oh, those abilities might feel a little bit different. I need to figure out how I want to do that. I need to use these tokens just right. So yeah, that's just a little mini rant I want to share with you guys about kind of how I felt about Call of Duty, especially now that I've really spent some more time playing the game. It's really damn fun. Black Ops 3 is really good, and I'm like, again, hats off to Treyarch for putting these things into the game. And I was a little cynical and sarcastic towards it at first, just because they were taking from so many different genres, but it really comes together very well. So let me know what you guys think about that and how you guys feel about Call of Duty. I'm certainly very interested in seeing, you know, how you guys feel about Black Ops 3 and, you know, what your plans are for, you know, future titles. Like, what, are you going to play the Infinity Ward title, which has not been strong the last, you know, couple iterations? You're going to play Sledgehammer's new one. Advanced Warfare, I thought, was a nice step in, and it's a good change of pace, but I'm very interested to see what you guys think. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like. The support really helps. Subscribe if you've not already, and until the next time, folks, I will catch you all later. Stay frosty. If you like this video, you should probably click on the one down below. That'll take you to another video. You may like it. A little bit about me. I'm a former pro player. I play PC and console, mostly shooters. I also have a gaming podcast. I do tips and tactics, live gameplays. Check out my Twitch. Also, I work in the industry. Why are you not subscribed?